chief guest of the day. Thank you so much. Once again, welcome, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your kind and pleasant words.
Anjana, should I start?
I'm sorry,
Over
just
to
a
you,
second,
ma'am.
ma'am.
You let me know.
An
Hello?
introduction is because it helps the listeners to be mindfully aware of the speaker. Ma'am, you can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. In addition, we get to know about the speaker's credibility, her qualifications, interests, experience, and so on. On that note, we now have Assistant Professor, Department of English, to give an introduction about our chief guest.
It has been a beautiful morning again for us, especially for the English department, to have you with us. And while I was going through your full actually stages, I was actually so much overwhelmed and so much happy and feel that I have to read for you. While I was reading, I got motivated. While we hear today as what and who was. She is a great personality, Dr. Parin Samani, independent academic scholar. She is an educator, an international motivational speaker, author, writer, and she has 5 doctoral degrees. Doctor of Education, Media, Doctor of Philosophy, Education Leadership, Honorary Doctorate in Humanities, Honorary Doctorate in Literature, DLit, Honorary Doctorate in Global Education. And nevertheless, she has 4 world record achievements. Academic scholar for various international universities, including syndicate member Saint Mother Teresa University. She had been a visiting resource person for UGC, HRC, Gujarat University. She has also been in Florida International University. She has 87 countries globally making positive global change. Isn't it a wonderful thing? Published publications. She has more than 34 educational publication papers and newspaper articles, magazine articles, and has published 13 books. Featured and 135 and books for her contribution to the society. Delivered 4 plus sessions at various scholarly faculties within universities, national conferences, governmental and NGOs. Honor you, ma'am, for all this what you hold. Coming international conferences and presentations and other publications are there. She also has she holds a designation that those are many number, international and international president, Shanti Koot Parivar Women's Wing, President Nari Koparpranam. Then she has been also, she is also an international academic affairs mentors, board of directors, international institute influencers, international ambassador for editor and RD creativity, international director of SAR SAC, International Human Rights Association, international president. She has been an Indian patron, editor. She is also for many journals, and she has been an ambassador for global peace. She project Life in Global, and she has also multiple awards added to her credo. And the best of 2021, she got also a special jury award in 20 Warrior Award. Then she got the higher 50 successive stories of NIR and Indian Award 2020. The most part in 2021, Gem of India Award in 2021, National Experience Award in 20, Iconic Edition Award in 2021, then Women's Award, the most 101 Women Award in 2021, Lifetime Award in 2021, International Women's World Gold Glitter Pride Award in 2021, World Book of Awards, United Kingdom Award, Power Women Award 2021 in Bangalore. Then from Lead India Foundation on International Women, she has also get an award from there. People on Earth, chosen as 101 personalities, have been inspired by the world 2020. International Mother in 2020, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam 2020. She has also got inspired us all today by getting the inspiring Lakshmi motivational Best National Motivational Speaker Award 2020. She inspires Award 2020 and Houses of Parliament in Pride of the Good Citizenship Award and the International Diasporic Award in 2019. So with all that I have read, I know you will wow too. So I really give to ma'am, and actually it's a thing that we have no time, a lady like us, and how everything like us, but you are different. Why you are on the platform for us to motivate today? And even though, but you have so much inspired today by telling us that we can still revisit language, we can still visit literature and be alive. So thank you and welcome you. Help us to make this day a very special day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheffords. It's really nice to hear you. I just don't have any words to say thank you. It's such a long intro you have done for me. You don't have to say, you just have to say my name and that's fine. But I'm very honored to be with you on this platform. I'm really pleased that it me. I have to add to our Dr. Malti Hartman and Vijay Raghavan and Principal Dr. Anir Duwan, that unfortunately I had an emergency travel and I have an international flight. I'm flying to India only and my flight is early morning, and I did not realize that this is going to happen so quickly. When we discussed about this talk, I was fine. In fact, Dr. Vijay mentioned me, just, are you going to be okay? And I said, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. And all of a sudden on the same night, I have to change my plan because I'm a traveler, I'm a speaker. People can invite me anytime and they have all the rights. I can't say no. And all of a sudden, I said, oh my God, what I'm going to do? But I'm so glad that Dr. Vijay Raghavan had made a special arrangement. Instead of 11 a.m., he made it at 9:30. So that's very easy. Once I finish my talk, my to pick me up and I have to go to the airport. But I'm so glad that we can share the platform together. And you're absolutely right, Dr. Riti. We are all the female. We are all the ladies. We the power women world. We can do anything. It's just not me. It's everyone has got that's in every female, every woman has got that spark, and yes, we can do it. Of course, we need the help of the man as well, but we are very strong in our own way. We are very unique in our own way. So to compare whatever we are authentic, and we can make a voice for each and everyone. So let's start by thanking everyone and very much and a very kind welcome for me. Such a beautifully organized, a beautiful session for me, and I appreciate and thank you very much for inviting me here all at the Nehru Arts and Science PG Enrich Department of English International webinar. It is my pleasure to speak the revisiting language and literature post-pandemic. As we all know that the world has been disrupted in many different ways, and we all agree that as a result of this global pandemic that we are currently living in. Prior to our interaction with each other was not the same way, but it's been changed. So our interaction with each other was what we refer to as normal human interaction. But the notion of the word normal in society has no definition and is constantly being altered as we emerge into a new world. This is difficult for many individuals because we are human beings, and we are beings are the creatures of habits and do not like change. The way in which we communicate has been altered. We must adapt these changes, otherwise we will be left behind. In many others, we forget that even the surface of the earth at the equator moves at the speed of 460 meters per second, or approximately 1,000 miles per hour. So within this ever-changing world, and particularly after COVID-19 pandemic, we innovative methods to communicate, inform others, ask for help, and share positive attitudes. When we explore the concept of literature, when we're exploring about it, we find that it has the power to do many things, including providing a platform to express new ideas, voice, and express opinions in all areas of lives, including health, politics, religion, nature, education, and life. It provides messages and inspiration. Literature has had an impact on the development of society. It has shaped civilization, changed political systems, exposed injustice. It gives a detail of human experience, allowing us to connect on basic level of desire and emotion. So it enables us to develop a new way of thinking, be inspired, and more strong than we were before. So we can view literature as a mode of communication. When we read literature, we are listening to someone else. Point of view, when we write literature, we are sharing our thoughts and our view. We can perceive literature and language after COVID-19 in a negative way, or
Ma'am, I'm so sorry.
Things. So many people.
I'm really sorry.
Yes,
Ma'am, there's someone, Prema, I think. Please, ma'am, mute audio. Prema Ishwaran. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, you can continue, ma'am. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. So, we perceive the literature language after COVID-19 in the way whether we want to be negative or a positive. So many people do not want to think after COVID-19 for 4 reasons. They feel it's overwhelming. They feel that by thinking difference, because they cannot change it. So they want things, they change. And finally, people have more immediate things to think about it. I always try and look at everything in positive light, because every cloud has a silver lining. Remember, every cloud has a silver lining. There is an impact on all areas of life. So society, we can already see change around us, including the way we hold conflict. Like today, we are accepting change. So we can think about the change, what we're thinking. So environmental, social, technological, economic, geopolitical, educational, other global factors will change even after the pandemic. So there is a need to build meaningful resilience. Now, how can we do that? So let the social interaction, health, and socio-economic impact, languages, etc. We will be living in an alternate society, a new noble society, one that is unknown to us, perhaps a society that promotes and global solidarity. After experiencing the hardship and global solidarity, when the person is facing hardships of the living through a pandemic, it may oblige us to rethink, communize, so that trust each other, not just an ideal solidarity between individuals, a communism that seeks to understand science and recognizes crisis to promote survival. We can view this COVID-19 pandemic as a catalyst to change. But what is language? The question arises in the mind, what is language? Language is a method of human communication, either spoken or written. It consists of using and a convention. It is more than just a form of communication. It is used all over the world through our and everyone's interest. Whether we speak, whether we write, we read. It is a body of words, symbols, sounds, signs, and gestures system used to communicate with each other. It is understood by people of the same community, cultural, tradition, and nation. So COVID-19 measures have influenced our mode, not on our communication skills or style or COVID-19 pandemic. The majority of our communication took place through human interaction or by phone. We made use of tech, usually as a supplement to assist our communication through the phone, video conferencing, or video calling. But it was not a primary method of communicating, especially during the session like we would all interact physically in a social gathering. Am I right? And that's what we used to do. However, due to social distancing regulations, the method of communicate is evolving from one method to another. When we talk about language, it's many languages. You will be very surprised when we talk about many languages. So the language, it is a multi-dimensional aspect. It is. There are roughly 7,011 spoken international major languages spoken around the world, which constantly fluctuate. as more is being learned about languages every day. India, there are approximately 22 major languages with more than 19,500 languages or dialects are spoken in India as a mother tongue. There is only through verbal communication. Non-communication is also an important part of human development. Both were prior to the pandemic together. Languages have a very important social purpose as it is used primarily for linguistic communication. So communication is the ability to convey or share ideas and feelings effectively. Therefore, it is the act of conveying meanings from one entity or group to another through the use of mutually understood signs and semiotic rules. When we have a good communication skills, we can build relationships. For initial building rapport through a long-term relationship, we can listen well, and we can also vary their circumstances. There are many different forms of communication, including verbal, non-verbal, family, political, interpersonal. The form of communication we will be focusing on and non-verbal communication. So verbal communication is use of sounds and words to express yourself. It is a spoken or a written transmission of a message. The meaning that attached to words can be literal, relating to the topic being discussed, or take context. So relating to the history and part of the communication. So language can be used to set emotional and social needs. Languages have many functions. It can be regulatory. It can be regularly where we can use to give instruction. It can be instrumental where we express our needs. So interactional function is used to form a relationship between the language and the person spoken. So the personal express how we understanding our own environment, seeing the environment through our words, heuristic function of language. So representational of to communicate, or the function of which is the imaginative function, where we go into the it is us as a human being that gives language its meaning. So while verbal communication is described as the whole aspect of communication, such as gesture and facial expression. Okay, because of our expression that do not involve verbal communication, but which may include non-verbal aspect of speech itself. So like accent, tone of voice, speed of this speaking. We are talking about, let's talk about the different forms. For example, body language. So body language in that area of body language, face is the mind, and it's clearly displays the person's interest. Sorry, one second. That's true. I'm sorry, I just skipped a slide. So body language presents to the audience what we feel and when we are thinking about the particular matter, nodding your head is one way, other, showing so body language. For example, arm crossed, standing up, down, or relaxed. It can motion of the sender and receiver. For example, speak enthusiastically, happily. And other example of intent interiorly, and in intentional movements like shaking your hands, shaking your hand, or winking, as well as involuntarily as sweating. So it is through non-communication, place or substitute verbal messages, both positively and negatively. So interrupted that they are heavily relied on to express communication and to interrupt others. Sometimes can be difficult and unclear when verbal messages contradict messages, and the observation of non-verbal behavior is relied on to judge another attitudes and feelings, rather than assuming the truth of the verbal messages alone. So there are many aspects that a communication barrier and therefore hinder communication, resulting in the failure of the communication process. This cause and has undesired consequences. This includes filtering a thought process before conveying the message, selective perception. Too much information, a person's own emotions while conveying messages or receiving them. So language used or a different language spoken, resilience like communication anxiety, difference in or even being politically correct, using carefully chosen words or even differences in cultural aspects. Due to globalization, it is now important to keep our knowledge updated on different cultures in order to communicate effectively with cross-culture people without leading to unnecessary conflict due to lack of understanding. So, because of the cultural issue and differentiation, the role of language is very, very important. Why? In the human development, whether it is a portrayal verbally or communicated through creative writings. So we have much wonderful presentation today about the many different aspects of languages, whether in the countries, learning, teaching, academic, or personal development. So each subject area has its own language, like the language of literature or philosophy, it of the mind in psychology or sociology or science. So our methods of language and communication has been altered through the pandemic. So conventional mode of communicating these languages have the older to virtual platform. So fortunately, we are very fortunate. Our thoughts and ideas, subject area can still become each other. So making sure our expression of language and development in these areas are not stopped. So they can be used from any device, not just through the computer like within the past. In fact, tablets and smartphones have become the most popular mode of communication. It ensures communication can occur anytime, any hour. Look at the more communicating right now. We are all on the Google Meet, video conferencing, communicating with each other through communication. So we all know that, and we all are from the different parts, different areas, different states, different countries. Although we are all situated all the way around the world, we can see each other's faces, each other. We can gauge parts of non-communal verbal communication as well. So this is a language of computer through morphology and syntax. The computer is also able to read and write. So there are continuous advancement in discoveries and technological advancement in many different softwares being utilized as a mode of communication, all to our continuous growth. There is a in order to meet ever-changing, there is a need for language policies, motivation to research local languages and initiatives, languages to pursue historical languages and literature. So the communication, as we know, including language and not stopped, but it's developing and will continue to do so until there is immunization against the virus. We must transform the way we think, the way we learn, the way we transmit knowledge. We need to ensure that our methods of transmission is effective to others. Together with active video conferencing software programs, languages can be used through the world through many virtual platforms like social media, Facebook, where we can watch live conferences and interact like-minded people and socially engage in a variety of different topics. Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, where you can connect others. So, although we are not physically able to connect with each other, we can take to the virtual, we can take the thing to the virtual platform to share our knowledge and ideas like we are doing it now. So this is the part of the new pandemic and a new normal society. That's the main thing. So if you look at it, the software, different have the ability to stimulate a situation for conference rooms. Take Google Meet, as we are on it, and an example. Have the facility to raise hands if there is a question. Box to add any comments. There is under breakout sessions for groups discussion to allow collaboration. So communication is in a language in a way that conduct different activities and tasks within session at the different times to engage participants and enhance communication. Allows the flexibility in the time and task. Although traditional face-to-face communication is being with safety precautions like wearing a mask, which we all have been doing it. Post-pandemic language and literature continue to be communicated through, as it has been during the global pandemic. There are many case studies regarding these web resources, other resources, or suggested material, or related links, people, journal, e-journals, e-arts in a desired subject. This can also be accomplished by e-text, which will be visible in its content. So self-contractual material can be within different online platforms. And during pandemic, e-tutorial to stimulate participants learning videos and videos. So animations, demonstrations, video transcriptions. So if you look at it, the material must be intellectually stimulating. It must be self-motivated to every resource person, every risk possible to communicate during this pandemic. So yes, there are many differences and there may be technical challenges, experience, activity, and insufficient bandwidth. First, the loss of internet connection software, technical issues. So additional factors may include reluctance to change or difficulties in learning a way of teaching over times. Hopefully changes will overcome this, and we will be different. We will be in the new world, new society. We may embark upon a new blended way of learning, and human and large social gathering are allowed again by the government. In the meantime, it's important to remember that we shape the future through our action and lessons from our past. So the future will be view COVID-19 as a historical event. Remember, I'm repeating, as a historical event, because in other words, we are all a bit of history. Therefore, and literature that we write, we will be able to document research and findings during this pandemic. It will be viewed in the future by other researchers. Can be our future contribution to society work we are doing now. Currently, work are published in magazines, online, and else. We all know that. So books even and ebooks. However, pandemic COVID-19, in my opinion, it would not surprise me if the most of the literature would be stored in the online and is easily accessible. So we need to ensure that we do not lose our glorious past of human society and development. Society is slowly moving away from the language induced social development. The knowledge, as we know, it is being commodified. We need to aim, persevere language and literature to ensure that they are continued. They are linked to knowledge and practice. Linked to knowledge, practice, and culture. Excuse me. Influx of the technological society is important to pursue our language and literature more than ever. Then, well-organized webinars like this, we can raise awareness and overcome future challenges. It has both challenges and rapid changes. Many minds in the society have been corrupt, have been conditioned to forget the positives and dwell on the negatives. Do we forget all good things that we like? I've heard people talk about the curses of lockdown and self-isolation. I believe we need to view this experience as a lifetime opportunity and an opportunity to understand the value of ourselves and others. So stillness is a medium through which great can manifest. We can evolve and help others. We should this period of stillness or lockdown as an opportunity. Remember, as an opportunity and not a burden. So what happens when we are thinking that way? We are not relating. We are self-loving. Spending time with family members, or our close ones, our loved ones that we love at home. It was the same time with the same we craved to be around before lockdown. Everybody will agree to that. All wanted to spend more and more time with our family, our loved ones, but as our busy lifestyle allows. So we must show gratitude for this opportunity as thousands of our brothers and sisters globally are fighting for their lives in hospitals, fighting their lives, wanting to go home. They are self-isolating, not us. We are self-caring as we have the ability to care for ourselves and others through our good health. Money and power cannot buy. So we may have come up and say, many people have come up to me and say to me that they are bored, fed, and want to leave their home. I say to them, show gratitude for the opportunity to stay safe and create heaven. It is an opportunity to peace within yourselves and your homes. Transform the way you view this situation into positive. For those of you who love to learn, you can turn your home into a school. You can educate yourselves. Who love for party, who love dancing, you can sing and listen to the type of music that you like in the comfort of your home, adhering to curfew. Your home can be transformed in prayer house, or where you can pray, sit in the contemplation and show. You can use this time opportunity to renovate or organize your home. You can transform your home to where you can experiment with new dishes and grow your own vegetables and spices. You have an opportunity to share. Remember, you have an opportunity to share, grow vegetables and spices. You have an opportunity to share love and care to your family and others in society. Actions. Be grateful for this unique opportunity to grow, an opportunity to help each other and collaborate in society. This pandemic, we are going through this pandemic situation about how we are working on it. So you say that we are going through a challenging situation as a result of this pandemic. We have been affected socially and personally, but now our world is slowly transforming. We are in society with things as we know. It may never be the same again. We must embrace this change together. We have the power to facilitate good change in the world. I want to share 3 messages. I've heard 3 important messages which will help. It has helped me, and I'm sure it will help everyone who are listening at the conference today on this webinar. So we have the power within ourselves to change the world. That's a remember, okay? I want to tell you that always, number one, always believe in yourself. Always be positive. Never fear change, because every night turns into a beautiful day, a new day with a positive mental attitude. So we can create positive change. Remember, number two, seek the strength inside within yourself. Use this inner strength to create opportunities, better future through your resilience. Help background, ethnicity, political or religious lookouts do not matter. Remember, we have all been through this, and we are all coming out together stronger. Number three, respect each other. Seek to resolve the differences to understanding diverse viewpoints. We all have a key in society. We are all masters of our own destiny. This is our world. This is our state. Seek to be the change you wish to create in the world. It is only after we can make active global change. So I would like to end a beautiful quote, Dr. Abdul Kalam. He says beautifully that you cannot change your future, but you change your habits, and surely your habits will change the future. So think about it. Okay, if you want to do that, what do we change? We have to change. Not others will do it, but if we change, then yes, obviously, world will change. Change your habits, and surely your habits will change the future of the world. Thank you very much once again for having me and inviting me. And I hope you would have enjoyed the session. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your.
Yeah, Anjana, yes, you can.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Us and brought us together to make this webinar the most successful.
Am I audible? Anjana, am I audible?
Sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. It was wonderful session that we have came to know many information from academic citizens, ma'am. A warm and graceful morning to our most valuable, respected chief guest, the management, principal, working teachers, my dear friends, and everyone gathered in this forum. I would like to propose a vote of thanks. First of all, my most sincere thanks to the Almighty God for making today's event a reasonably success. I thank CEO and Secretary Sir in his absence for his motivation and permitting us to do this kind of international webinar. I extend a hearty vote of thanks to our business person, Dr. who spared time from his busy schedule today to grace this occasion. A special one, Dr. B. Anuruddhan, for being the catalyst that stimulated us to our best and standing as a pillar of our strength. Thank you, sir. I extend my thanks to Dr. Malavi for her kind quote. My hearty thanks to Dr. Ritu Sepodam also, who given the most support to this program to conduct this webinar. Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Rajakumar, Dr. Kavita, for their wonderful support to organize this program YouTube also. I thank our faculty members from my department. I am short of words for the involvement and their willingness to take on this completion of beyond their comfort zone. Thank you. My sincere gratitude goes to all participants from various institutions, various schools, as well as the parents also who have joined in this forum. Very much. I want to thank my also Aishwarya and Ranjana, who was doing better, best MOC, and Sushma also. Thank you so much, my dear students. And once again, I thank you so much for attending this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words of gratitude. A gentle reminder, everyone, the feedback link will fill it out.
Once again, thank all the faculty members, the chief guest, students, and all other participants for joining us in making this webinar a successful one. Hope you all have a full and lovely day ahead. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. With your busy
Thank you.
schedule, you have joined with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please take.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful session, ma'am.
Thank you. It was nice to have all of you. And I apologize for any inconvenience caused to anyone.
Ma'am, there's no problem, ma'am. It's wonderful seminar, ma'am. And we should thank you because in this, it's early morning, 5 o'clock. No, see the happenings today. Thanks to you, ma'am. Please take care of health, ma'am. Daughter's health.
Yes.
Sorry. Take care of your health, ma'am.
No problem. Thank you very much. And you have a day and have a beautiful and have a blissful day.
Thank you, ma'am.
See you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Participants, please open the chat box. You can make use of it. Sorry, ma'am was so busy. That is why we didn't go for the question set. We apologize for that. She has a business settled. So, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anjana, Aishwarya. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Participants from various colleges and schools. Thank you very much for your kind support. Thank you. The feedback link is posted in the chat box. You can make use of it. Okay.
So can we leave?
Yeah, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wonderful job again.
Yes, sir.